Welcome into another one of my videos in the series where I'm going through and testing all the weapons inside of Modern Warfare 3 to see how viable these weapons are for you to be using inside of your Modern Warfare 3 Zombies games. I'm going to be doing the aftermarket parts, the aftermarket conversion kits, as well as the MW2 weapons, and of course, viewer suggestion down in the comments for sure. Those are going to be included. So if you guys are new around here and you'd like to see how weapons perform inside of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, make sure you're subscribed, turn on those bell notifications so you do not miss out any future uploads from myself on Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. As well, down below in the description you will find the links for my streams, and I stream on Mondays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'd be honored to have you guys come and hang out. I do know I missed streams this week. I had some health issues to deal with, so I was unable to stream this week, so those will be back up next week. Now, before we dive in today's video, I definitely want to talk about something I am just super beyond excited for. Black Ops 6 is on its way, and I am so beyond excited to be able to play this game and show you guys content on that. On that note, with the amazing support of this community, I am going to be doing some BO6 giveaways. Yes, more than one Black Ops 6 giveaway will be done on this channel. The first giveaway I'm going to be doing starts when the channel hits 3,500 subscribers. There is Vault editions to be given away. There is Standard editions to be given away. So if you guys are new around here, like I said, make sure you subscribe, turn on the bell notifications so you're not going to miss out any future uploads from myself. As well, make sure we share out the channel so that we can smash out these goals so I can do more Black Ops 6 giveaways. The support and the growth on the channel recently has been through the roof. So I am beyond excited to be able to do some Black Ops 6 giveaways for you all. Now, today's video was a weapon suggestion that was given to me inside of the Zhordecommunity Discord. Again, the link for the Discord is down in the description below. If you're looking for players to get into games with, then feel free to join the Discord. We are small and growing, so just remember that when you guys join. But you're welcome to. Links down in the description, like I said. So today we're going to be looking at an assault rifle that was one of the first weapons I ever used inside of Modern Warfare 3 ever, and that was the MCW. We're going to be using the aftermarket conversion kit because for Season 4, the aftermarket conversion kit got a buff. So today we're going to be taking a look at the MCW, taking it through all three tiers, taking on bounty contracts all the way through, and at the end of the video we're going to check and see how the MCW with the aftermarket conversion kit performs in the Red Worm fight. So without further ado, let's get to today's review video, the MCW with the aftermarket conversion kit. Alright, so here we are spawning in today, and I want to take a second here to thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much, I really do appreciate that, and I'm super excited to be able to do these Black Ops 6 giveaways. So let's continue to share out the channel and smash that subscribe button so we can get to the 3,500 subscriber marks that start the giveaways. Now today we're looking at the MCW with the aftermarket conversion kit on there, and we have the brand new event camo on there, and I think that looks awesome. So we're going to be keeping that with the blueprint we have to make sure that that stays on the weapon today. So we're definitely going to be meleeing the pack-a-punch machine to keep that combo on there for sure. Now this weapon and this build was given to me inside of the Zhordecommunity Discord. As I said in the intro, if you want to join, the link for the Discord is down in the description below. And this one was from one of the channel members, so thank you so very much for the weapon suggestion. I truly look forward to doing these type of runs. Now when I spawn in and I do weapon testing, I put on all of my perks and no additions to the weapon to make it any stronger whatsoever. So we're not running pack-a-punch, we're not running any tools, and we're not running any ammo mods. I do have my golden armor plates today as an extra, and mags of folding, I believe. I can't remember if I brought them or not for later. So here we are taking on our first bounty of the day, which is a Mimic inside of Tier 1. We are white rarity, and no additions to the weapon, like I said. But I could already tell, like, this was doing really well against our first Mimic of the day. Definitely a lot better than the RGL did at white rarity. That's for sure. Anyway, so we took out that first bounty. You know, I was feeling pretty good about this MCW build for sure. Went to the pack-a-punch machine, meleeed it to keep the camo and blueprint on there. And then it was time to find another bounty inside of Tier 1. Now that we are pack-a-punched, white rarity, I still wanted to see the damage output difference compared to our first bounty to another one inside of Tier 1 being pack-a-punch this time, and seeing just how much stronger the damage output is on this MCW being a pack-a-punched inside of Tier 1. So we got our Mimic inside of Tier 1, and I was feeling pretty confident after our first bounty contract today taking on this Mimic, and you can see the damage output is a pretty dramatic increase just going to pack-a-punch inside of tier 1 for sure. So the next thing to do was to throw on my legendary tool and napalm burst and go see if we can do a one-shot bounty contract inside of tier 1 with this being legendary pack 1 and napalm burst on it. Usually, if the bounty contract at pack 1, legendary and napalm is basically a one-shot, like that mangler had zero chance of doing absolutely anything, then at this point, I feel really excited and kind of confident to push on through into the higher threat levels and see what this weapon is capable of doing. So the next thing to do was to go on to tier 2, where bounty contracts were scarce today, that's for sure. I hadn't seen that very often. Usually tier 2 is pretty easy to pick up a bounty contract, but today was a bit of a struggle. At one point I had to cycle through 2 or 3 contracts just to get a bounty one to show up inside of tier 2, which is odd. For sure. But anyway, we picked up our bounty inside of tier 2, pack 1, legendary with napalm, and I didn't want to take it to pack 2 because it did so well on that bounty contract instead of tier 1 being pack 1 legendary, and I was not disappointed. This mimic went down fairly quickly inside of tier 2 being pack punched 1. Definitely going to be a viable, strong weapon for us to be running inside of our Modern Warfare 3 Zombies games. At this point, I was certainly feeling that for sure. You can definitely see so far we've been able to dish out the damage to just about all the bounty contracts that have come our way. So the next thing to do is to increase the damage output on this MCW with the aftermarket conversion kit to Pack-a-Punch level 2. And find ourselves a bounty contract. And you can see this one was way across the map. I ended up, I think, picking up a different one. I can't remember. Anyway, we got that bounty contract, which was another mimic. And now we are Pack-a-Punch 2 inside of tier 2. So I was expecting this one to be much similar to the tier 1, the last bounty contract we did in tier 1. And again, that mimic went down. Easy work. Easy work. I was impressed. I was impressed at this point. The mercs are trying to fire rockets at me, which I did not appreciate. So we took out that mimic in tier 2, not a problem. Then it was off to tier 3, grabbed the rest of my perks before I ventured into tier 3, but I hadn't put on my pack 3 crystal yet, so I was kind of curious to see how pack 2 legendary on the MCW performs inside of tier 3 doing crowd control, and I was not disappointed at all. Pack 2 legendary inside of tier 3, this was shredding. This was absolutely doing work at pack 2. I was thoroughly impressed, so another amazing suggestion for sure. Definitely today. Very happy to run this. This was awesome build. Super strong, shoots laser straight, which was wicked. So the next thing to do is to throw on my PAP 3 crystal and continue to venture into tier 3 and see what we can find. Now, bounty contracts today inside of tier 3 were basically non-existent. So I heard there was a bunch of mega abominations and a big fight coming on down here, so I thought I'd bop down and try and help out, and I managed to actually isolate this one mega abomination right here, which was a perfect opportunity to show you guys just how strong this MCW is with the aftermarket conversion kit, taking on a mega abomination inside of tier 3, being pack punch level 3, legendary with napalm. We saw how well it performed in here at pack 2 legendary with napalm, so I was definitely very confident going after this mega abomination at legendary PAP 3 for sure. And it wasn't disappointment. I was able to make easy work of that mega abomination. Definitely wasn't much of a struggle. After many times running around and trying to pick up a mega abomination, a bounty contract, I finally found myself a bounty contract, and I was so happy about it because it was a mega abomination, which was exactly what I was looking for. So we got our mega abomination bounty contract over here, much the same location as the first one that I managed to you know, help out with that crew that was dealing with 2 mega abominations in the area. And I wanted to, you know, show you guys this because I was really having no issues dealing with the mega abomination, the crowd control, just really anything that tier 3 had to offer with this MCW build and the aftermarket conversion kit on there. This is definitely something that's going to be strong and a viable option to use inside of your Modern Warfare 3 Zombies games. Definitely. I was feeling very confident running around and using this MCW, dealing with the crowd control, dealing with the armored zombies, the dogs, and all of the just congestion that is tier 3 coming at you. This mega abomination, our bounty contract, was moving around. I think I took it down. It was here. One of these mega abominations, I was just playing way too casually, and there, Zhorde joins in the fight here. Now this is how you finish off a mega abomination bounty contract in style. Zhorde charged me right there, and then he wanted to fire up his laser attack. Now, I was trying to move away from Zhorde, but my bounty contract ran right in front of Zhorde's laser attack, and Zhorde lasered my bounty contract today and completed it for me. So thank you very much, George, the Guardian of the Arches, for that. I will spare you today. So we picked up our PAP2 crystal from our bounty contract, and that was awesome. Next thing I wanted to do was show you guys, I was curious because I was doing so well inside of Tier 3. I was having not much of an issue with the riffraff, the crowd control, the elites, mega abominations, bounty contracts. It was all being handled fairly easily with this MCW. There was a team of 6 that was going to do the Red Worm fight, and they didn't have room for me to join their squad because they were a squad of 6, but I figured I would take the opportunity to get over here to the Red Worm as they were, you know, nice enough to grab all the USBs. So when I got here, I just put down my 2 sentries to help participate in the fight, and then I wanted to show you how well this MCW performs inside of a Red Worm fight. You know, we are inside of Tier 2, but we are inside of the gas, so the zombies, the HVTs, everything is a lot stronger in here. As well, we've got the Red Worm, and you can see we're doing some pretty decent damage against the Red Worm with this MCW build. Definitely something I noticed. I felt, like I said, I'm really confident using this running around. Like, I wasn't really worried about getting overran by riffraff or congestion that's Tier 3 because of the damage that this MCW build is able to dish out. And it was just not much of an issue, but I definitely wanted to show you guys how it was doing inside of this Red Worm. I feel like this Red Worm wasn't getting, you know, all of the players shooting at it. I'm not sure what was going on, but it seemed to take a lot longer than when I've been down here before with a large number of players shooting at the Red Worm. But I wasn't sure what weapons people were using. I know there were some explosions inside of Tier 3 when I was running through, so I feel like maybe somebody in this group, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 players were running support weapons, which may have not been able to do, you know, the kind of damage that was needed to take out a Red Worm, because they were, I believe, planning on going to the Dark Ether after the Red Worm fight, which was why I was trying to join their squad, but they were full, so I wasn't able to do that, unfortunately. But you can see the damage on the Red Worm is definitely, it's doing work against the Red Worm for sure. Again, I felt really comfortable in this position using this weapon. I wasn't worried about being not able to dish out the damage to the zombies that were around for sure. Helped out one of the players that had gone down. You got to, you know, get everybody back up for the Red Worm fight, because when people end up leaving, and here the Red Worm picked me up, and I did not have my weapon because I was running to go get tactical, so I couldn't do anything to dish out any extra damage to the Red Worm while I was inside of his mouth there, which was pretty funny. I had me chuckling the whole time I was inside his mouth. I was trying to box his tongue. Doesn't work, by the way, just so you guys know, heads up, that doesn't really do much damage. But I mean, we're over halfway done the Red Worm already, moving along pretty well, continuing to throw out my decoys to keep the zombies and the Red Worm congestion off of us players, so that we can continue to focus our fire in on the Red Worm and, you know, the mega abominations that are you know, taking out the players' dogs. There was a couple dogs here, so the mega abominations are, you know, chomping on them. You want to help out when you can. Make sure you guys are going back and forth to your ammo caches if you're doing the Red Worm fight to keep refilling your gas mask. On this run here, I've got a durable gas mask, which is maybe why, if you're wondering, I'm not going to the ammo caches so frequently. That's why. The durable gas mask lasts for a pretty long time for sure, so that's why I was kind of a little bit more casual as far as visiting the ammo caches. I knew I had lots of time with the durable gas mask on. So you can see we're really mowing down the Red Worm here, getting him near the end of his health. I think there's 2 mega abominations in the fight right now. One of them is making their way over to me. He took a chunk out of me, trying to chomp on me for a bit. I did not enjoy that much. Got to get away from there and get some separation. You know, I don't want to be overran by a mega abomination and then get chomped on by him and then have all the zombies around come and take me and then force it down. So definitely time to keep some separation. I went to pick up that player right there, but Mr. Red Worm was having none of that. Spawned right on that player, which I thought was absolutely comedy. As soon as I went to pick him up, the Red Worm was right there. Throwing thermites on the Red Worm. I wasn't sure if they were actually doing anything to the Red Worm as far as additional damage could tell. And then the blue orbs are around, and those cause a ton of damage. And they knocked me down. I would think I was plating up at the time. So definitely a bit of a fight for sure. I enjoy the Red Worm. It definitely gets your heart rate up there and gets your heart rate pounding. As you can see, we're about 5 minutes left in the game completely. The storm has consumed our area, so it's definitely something that increases your heart rate doing a red worm fight. And, you know, the red worm fight, the dark ethers are something I absolutely love that have been brought into the game. I think it adds so much to it. It increases the difficulty level. If you want to go and, you know, push yourself, go into the dark ether, go into the elder dark ether, and see if you can complete that stuff solo if you're feeling really feisty. For sure, I definitely love the additions that are coming. I'm looking forward to the unstable rifts. I want to see what those are going to be like. Being able to wipe my cooldowns on absolutely everything is truly awesome, so I'm excited to see how that works for sure. But, you know, first and foremost, I'm really excited for the growth that has been on the channel, and to be able to continue to do more giveaways on Black Ops 6. We did one giveaway already for Black Ops 6 Standard Edition inside of the Discord, so if you haven't joined, make sure you check out the description to join the Discord down below. And here we are, finishing off the red worm right there, complete, which was awesome. Awesome to see. Finished off the red worm. He's done. Didn't really get much in the way of loot, which is a kind of, I guess, okay, because I do have everything. But the loot goblins here managed to grab up all the loot from it. I did grab the gold skull. I didn't really need it, but that was about the only thing I could pick up off the ground that was of worth anything for loot. And then it was to check the reward rift to see what I got in there, and there was so much loot on the ground. If you're having problems, just look up and you'll be able to trigger the reward rift. I got the Pack 3 schematic, but nobody needed it at all, which was kind of a shame, so I wasn't able to give that to anybody. And then it was time to head out. So the MCW with the aftermarket conversion kit, I would say, is 100% going to be a viable weapon for you to be running inside of your Modern Warfare 3 Zombies games. Definitely can see this weapon being strong and something that can carry you guys through all three tiers, the red worm fight and the dark ether for sure. Now this is the build. It's a specific build that was given to me by one of the members of the channel inside of the Discord. So this is what I was running. This is the Jack Raven kit right here that I had. This is what it does to your weapon, and let's work together. If you guys have any suggestions for the build, down below in the comments, so that we can have one amazing weapon for us all to run. And the camo I was using is the new one, the Event's Exerting Control is what I was using, and the blueprint that I was running today on this weapon for the MCW, I'm going to show you guys right here because I think it's one of the coolest blueprints that I have. And so if you go into your MCW, I was running the Glacier Cold blueprint. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys in the next one.